The Frozen Rescue. In 2009, at Polar Land in China, 26-year-old Yang Yun took part in a free diving competition. The challenge? Dive 20 feet to the bottom of a freezing Arctic temperature pool without breathing equipment. Everything started normally, but at the bottom, disaster struck. The extreme cold triggered a massive cramp in Yang's legs. Paralyzed by pain and gasping for air, she couldn't swim. She began to drown in front of a crowd that didn't realize she was dying. Suddenly, a hero emerged from the shadows. Mila, a beluga whale living in the tank, sensed the distress. Before Yang could slip away, Mila swam to her, grabbed the diver's leg in her mouth, and forcefully pushed her toward the surface. Mila didn't just nudge her, she guided Yang all the way to safety until she could breathe again. In a tank full of competitors, the only one who realized a life was on the line was the whale. Mila turned a tragedy into a miracle. The Gentle Giant. In 1986, at the Jersey Zoo, 5-year-old Levan Merritt bent over a wall and plummeted 20 feet directly into a concrete gorilla enclosure. He lay unconscious, blood pooling near his head. As the crowd screamed in terror, a 450-pound silverback named Jambo approached. To the onlookers, it looked like a nightmare, a wild beast standing over a helpless child. But Jambo didn't attack. Instead, he did something human. He stood guard. Jambo placed himself between the boy and the other curious gorillas, acting as a living shield. When Levan began to stir and cry, Jambo didn't panic. He gently led the rest of his troop away into their enclosure, clearing the path for rescuers to jump in. Jambo wasn't just an animal that day. He was a protector. In a world that feared his strength, he proved that a beast could show more compassion than anyone expected. The outlaw of the jungle became the hero of the zoo. The Winged Messenger. October 1918. Deep in the Argonne Forest, 19 American soldiers are cut off and surrounded by German forces. Worse, they are being shelled by friendly fire, unaware of their position. Their commander has one hope left, a small carrier pigeon named Cher Ami. They release him with a desperate message. Cher Ami takes flight. But the Germans see him. A storm of bullets and shrapnel erupts. He is shot through the breast, blinded in one eye, and his right leg is nearly severed. He falls from the sky, but Cher Ami refuses to die. He gets back up, launches into the fire again, and flies 25 miles in 25 minutes to headquarters. With the message dangling from his destroyed leg, he delivers the coordinates. The American artillery stops. The rescue begins. One tiny bird, mutilated and half dead, saved 194 lives. Cher Ami wasn't just a messenger. He was a soldier who flew through hell to bring his brothers home.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It really helps a lot. And please don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss the next one.
The Lions Who Saved a Girl. In June 2005, a 12-year-old girl in southwest Ethiopia was snatched by 7 men. They were attempting to force her into a marriage, dragging her into the deep wilderness. For a week, she was missing, and the situation looked hopeless. Then the unthinkable happened. A small pride of 3 lions stumbled upon the scene. Instead of hunting, the lions did something that defied nature. They attacked the kidnappers and chased them away. But the lions didn't leave. They stayed with the terrified girl for over half a day. When the police and her family finally found her, they saw a sight that froze them in their tracks. 3 massive lions were standing in a protective circle around the girl, acting as her royal guard. As the search party approached, the lions didn't growl or charge. They simply looked at the humans, realized the girl was safe, and walked back into the forest. Local experts believe the lions spared her because her cries sounded like a lion cub's. The kings of the jungle became the guardians of a child, the porcine protector. In 1998, Joanne Altsman was home alone in Pennsylvania when she suffered a massive heart attack. She collapsed on the floor, unable to reach the phone. Her dog, a golden retriever, did what most dogs do. He barked, but nobody heard him. That's when Lulu, a 150-pound pot-bellied pig, took charge. Lulu had never left the yard before, but she squeezed through the doggy door, scraping her skin until she bled. She didn't just run. She headed straight for the busy road. Lulu lay down in the middle of the street, playing dead to force cars to stop. When a driver finally pulled over to check on the injured pig, Lulu jumped up and led him right to the front door. Paramedics arrived just in time to save Joanne's life. Doctors said she was minutes away from death. Lulu didn't have a badge or a uniform, but she had a plan. The pig who stopped traffic became the hero who saved a heart. The Stray Guardian. In January 2015, the temperatures in Obninsk, Russia, plummeted far below zero. In a dark, freezing apartment hallway, a cardboard box sat abandoned on the cold floor. Inside was a 2-month-old baby boy, left behind in the middle of a brutal winter night. The infant was minutes away from freezing to death. But he wasn't alone. Masha, a long-haired stray tabby cat who lived in the building, found the box. Instead of walking away, Masha climbed inside. For several hours, Masha curled her warm, furry body around the crying baby. She used her own body heat like a living blanket, shielding the child from the deadly frost. When a neighbor finally heard the baby's cries, they found Masha frantically licking the boy's face to keep him awake and warm. Even as paramedics carried the baby to the ambulance, Masha tried to follow, worried about her kitten. Doctors said the baby survived without a scratch, solely because of the cat's heat. Masha wasn't just a stray. She was a lifesaver in a fur coat. The winged witnesses. In 2008, Megan Howard was babysitting a toddler named Hannah in Denver, Colorado. While the babysitter was momentarily out of the room, the little girl began to choke on her breakfast. She was turning blue, unable to make a sound or cry out for help. The only other witness was Willie, a Quaker parrot. Willie didn't just sit there. He realized the child was in grave danger. He began to scream at the top of his lungs, flapping his wings and shrieking a phrase he had heard before. "Mama, baby, mama, baby." Alerted by the parrot's frantic distress calls, the babysitter rushed back into the room. She found the toddler already changing color and immediately performed the Heimlich maneuver, dislodging the food just in time. Doctors and the family credited Willie with saving the girl's life. Without his alarm, the silence would have been deadly. Willie proved that heroes don't always have capes. Sometimes they have bright green feathers and a very loud mouth. The heroic guard. In 2007, the Fronteras family in the Philippines was enjoying a peaceful afternoon when a deadly guest arrived. A large cobra, one of the most venomous snakes in the world, was sliding into their home, poised to attack the family, including children. Most would panic and run, but Chief, the family's pit bull, did not hesitate. He had never faced a snake before, but he knew his family was in danger. Chief lunged, attacking the cobra and drawing its fury away from the humans. A brutal, silent battle took place. The snake bit Chief multiple times, pumping lethal venom into the dog. Chief fought on, refusing to back down until he had bitten and killed the cobra. The family rushed to Chief's side, but the brave dog's time was running out. He rested his head on his owner's lap, whimpering not from pain, but seemingly reassuring them before passing away from the venom. Chief didn't just fight. He traded his life for the family he loved. The breed often feared became the ultimate protector, the bovine bodyguard. In the rugged wilderness of the 2020s, a woman was walking through her pasture when a nightmare emerged from the brush. A massive grizzly bear. The predator was fast, powerful, and closing the distance. The woman was trapped with no time to run and no way to fight back. But she wasn't alone in the field. One of her mother cows, an Angus cross, saw the bear charging. Instead of fleeing in terror, the cow did the unthinkable. She put herself directly between the woman and the grizzly. As the bear lunged, the cow lowered her head and charged. It was a clash of pure muscle, 1,200 pounds of motherly instinct versus 600 pounds of apex predator. The cow rammed the grizzly, taking the brunt of the bear's claws to protect her human. Battered and stunned by the cow's sheer aggression, the bear realized it had picked the wrong fight and retreated into the woods. The woman escaped without a scratch, saved by the very animal she cared for. The cow proved that a protector's heart beats just as strong under a hide as it does under a hero's cape.